You may have heard me say that pride is at the root of 100% of divorces. But some people don't understand just how dangerous pride is. The reason that pride is so dangerous is because it can dress itself up to look like righteousness. What that means is when you're walking in pride, it feels like and looks like you're going the right way, but you're going the wrong way. And the only most of the time you don't realize you're going the wrong way when you're walking in pride until destruction shows up. Imagine you had two water bottles and they were filled with what looks like water. Now, I know these are empty, but just follow my analogy. Imagine, you got two water bottles filled with water or what looks like water, but both of them are actually filled with poison that looks like water. One of them, let's say one of them is labeled as poison. The other one does not have a label at all. Which one of them is more dangerous? It would be the one that's labeled, it would be the one without a label. Why? Because it looks like something that's refreshing. When I'm thirsty, it looks like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to drink. Because there's no label on it, but it looks like something I'm familiar with, you wouldn't understand how dangerous it is. More people would die drinking that than the other one, because even though it looks like water, the other one, people are not going to drink it because on the label it says poison. It's like if the enemy walked around with a pitchfork and a red cape and horns, like we think the devil looks, nobody would be fooled by him. Nobody. But he don't come at you like that. And neither does pride come to you looking like pride. Pride does not give you an indication, hey, you're walking in a poisonous direction. No. It's not until destruction shows up that you, oh, man. And you still may not realize you're walking in pride if you don't understand what pride is. So what is pride? Pride is when you are so focused on your partner's wrong that you can't see your wrong. Right? See, pride is about my needs, my wants, my hurts, my desires. And I need you to cater to me. And let me use a different word than cater, right? Because I want to be as clear as possible. I don't want to use words that's going to throw you off. Well, I don't make my husband or wife cater to me. Okay, fine. So let me restate it. Okay. Pride is when you are more focused on what you are getting than what you are giving. When it comes to marriage, a prideful person in marriage is going to be more focused on what they're getting than what they're giving. And you will not be able to see the error of your ways because you're so focused on the error of their ways. Here's the thing about fear. Fear is the precursor to pride, right? Fear is, I'm not talking about the emotion of fear. I'm talking about the belief of fear, right? So the fear I'm talking about is this. Fear is the belief in a negative outcome in the future. And that's the thing. Fear is always about the future. Fear is never about now. Fear is always about the future. And so I like to say this. I saw this. I can't remember where I saw this years ago. But fear really is false evidence appearing real. Why? Why do you say it's false? Because it's always about the future. And it's about a future that hasn't happened yet. Listen, ever since we've been on the planet, one thing we have not been able to do is know the future. You've never been in the future. So whatever you're making up, it ain't true. Whether you make it up good or bad, but this fear I'm talking about is when you make it up bad. And then you start operating in pride because you are more thinking about you. Again, you're thinking about what you're giving you're thinking more about what you're getting than what you're giving. Just like fear is the precursor to pride, humility is the precursor for love. Here's the thing about love. Love is not about you. Love is about the person that you're loving. Love is sacrificial service towards your partner for their benefit, not for your benefit. But in order to do that, you have to have a heart of humility. So speaking of heart, so fear, when you have a heart of fear, it's going to produce a crop called pride. When you have a heart of humility, it's going to produce a crop called love. Now, last thing I want to share with you is this, to make sure you get this analogy. We're talking about fear and pride versus humility and love. So, fear and pride, let's call that darkness, right? Because it's bad. We're going to call humility and love light. Here's the thing that you need to understand for your marriage: darkness can never overcome light. You've never seen that. You've never seen darkness overcome light. The only way for darkness to overcome light is if light gives up. Like in my office right now where I am. The only way for darkness to come here if I turn these lights off. If I turn the lights off, darkness shows up immediately. But as soon as I turn the lights on, darkness has to vacate immediately. In the same way, in your marriage and in your life, if you want to get rid of fear, if you want to get rid of pride, you need to have a heart of humility and walk in love. When you do that, you will automatically, here's what the Bible says. The Bible says that perfect love casts out fear. So you need to know that fear and pride are cancer to your marriage. It's not something you don't want. I'm telling you, you don't want that in your marriage. Do all you can to make sure that you stay out of fear and pride and you walk in humility and love.